Hello all, welcome for today's live. So after a long time, we are taking this live. So we had I had some problems. I had some work, so because of that, I was not able to take any lives. So now we are doing it. So the topic, as you're seeing on the title, it is about a new superhero movie that came just that released recently. It is creating a buzz, and I just saw that video yesterday, and I had an experience with few of my friends, so which I would like to share on those aspects, and I would like to know what could be the outcome, or on what level this super movie can go, how would the Indian people would accept it, and what are the possible challenges. So all these things we will discuss in today's live. Okay, so this is about today's topic, and in our live we have Tandav Satya and also Srivatsa. So both of them, they're actively they do analysis on the trends. They'll study the behaviors of Indians, so and then they'll prepare their theories. So most of the times, what I see is that it works. So also, I think that would also help others to take some points, and also for the movie team. So if they need of it, so we will start our. I'll just open my video, so and then we will start. Yeah. So thank you. Welcome, Tanda Satya garu, Srivetsa garu. So thank you for accepting the invitation.
Hello
So
Andy,
Tanda
namaste,
Satya,
Thanks,
namaste to
Reddy.
everyone.
Namaste to you,
uh,
everyone, and thanks for inviting us.
one. The thing is that this is the situation which I experienced when I went to theater. So me, along with few of my friends, we went to a local theater because in multiplex and all, so we might not get reviews which we wanted, like the public reviews. So there, the ambience, the kind of audience are different. So, but on the local level, so we went, so they enjoyed like anything. So from beginning to the end, they enjoyed like anything. So I heard these voices, I heard these slogans, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. So these are the slogans which I heard continuously. So despite of giving enormous pravachanas, despite of telling them the importance to read scriptures, most of the times they fail to influence people to study or to just make them chant. Some people will argue, no, no, that is against the scriptures. Because it is against the scriptures, it will not, we won't consider that to be worthwhile. So these are the challenges. Next, but when we go study the ground realities, this is the experience which I faced. So there were some local people. They did not, they haven't studied Ramayana. They don't know anything. They're common Hindus, emotional, respectful. They adore their culture like anything. So he was saying, so he was enjoying. I asked him like this. So what did you like in this? See our Hanuman, so great. So these are the statements. I said, have you read Ramayana? He said, no, I haven't. Then how do you say that he is great? So for that he replied, look at him, how nicely he's taking care of him. So whenever a wrong guy is coming, our God is coming to help. So what else I need to learn more than that? So these are the common theories, common beliefs the common Hindus have. So without reading Ramayana or without knowing anything, they have particular emotions by which they're stinging, with this sticking to the culture. So because of that, I got these ideas, I got this mind, I got these ideas with me. So they don't read. So is there any other way by which we can make them to at least to make them to feel proud about their own roots? So I felt movies are the best way to do that. So think accepting that. So my questions to you is, my idea is this. So we can influence, or we can take the concepts of some by cherry picking some of the concepts of scriptures and making these kind of movies. So what do you think, will it really work on Indian audience just like how it worked in the Western audience, be it Marvel like Iron Man, Spider-Man, Thor, Thor is a concept. We they use the concept of God, like there will be Odin, the son of Odin, and then there will be Loki. These are all different deities which existed in the Greek and the Western culture. So they used it, they implemented it, and it was successful, and it influenced a lot. Many people started digging into the histories. So what happened in the Greek? How many types of gods were there in the Greek? So all these things gave them to go back to at least 2 to 3,000 years back. What was the history? So they started digging into it. So they started understanding what was the history behind it. So they started understanding what was the concept behind it. So that is how they started understanding what was the concept behind it. So
Sir,
that
your
is
video is
how
stuck.
Hello,
Madam, are you able to hear him?
No, no. So same situation.
Yeah, yeah. Sir, there is no audio and video.
Let's put a message.
Yes.
I'll try to put a message.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I think we have got Amrit Siddhi here. Namaste, Andy. Jai Sri Rama. Welcome.
Jay Sri Rama. So, okay,
Namaste,
just
sir.
I'm trying to understand the discussion. The guys, specifically the Madhukar, whatever is discussing here. I have some sort of objections over there, but would like to listen completely later. That I would like to give my views. But totally have some sort of a different view. I'll be mute and I would like to hear everything first. Please continue the discussion.
Sure.
now am I
Sure.
audible? Now am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
Okay.
go ahead.
So I'll just cut it short. So this is my theory. How it those Marvel cinemas influenced the Western audience, and it also made them mature enough to go dig into the histories. So do you think even in India will that work? So this is my question. This is the today's discussion. If it is so, what are the challenges or what are the difficulties they may face from Indian audience, setbacks, challenges, and success? So all these points I have to discuss with you. So I'll go with Satya Garu. So you can share your thoughts on this. So will it really work?
Okay. So, will it work? The question that you are asking me is if similar, kind of movies are made like Thor or Loki, whatever you are saying, the kind Marvel movies, if they are made on the Indian gods and goddesses, will it
Mm.
create the curiosity among the Indian crowd to go back and
Mm.
read the scriptures?
Yes.
It what is okay? They might want to learn or they might dig little deeper because when you look at the Western culture, they do not know or a lot of people would not have heard Thor at all in the previous before the first Marvel movie has come. So they
Mm.
are curious and they want to know who is this Thor. They would have probably heard, okay, this Thor is a Greek god. Okay, let me go and dig. But if there is a similar movie on, let's say, Hanuman or Bhim or maybe some other Arjuna, then you will see that these kind of the names and the characters and some traits of these our gods or the historical characters or the epic characters, right? So these people have some understanding of what these characters are, what they do. So will it really create that curiosity? May not be. But if there are any certain incidents that they are not aware of, then probably people might go and dig into it. I know it is probably kind of a controversial part of it, but still, when we look at this one, right, like Adipurush,
Hmm.
when Adipurush has come, people started, they were not able to relate to to the way Ram has been pictured, the way Hanuman has been shown, the way Ravana has been shown. That's because they already know what these characters are. So curiosity comes when people, when it is when people think that they do not know and they want to, they got some little information which they need to, that is actually creating a teaser kind of them in their mind. It depends on the kind of characters that the movie directors pick and then try to showcase. But there are many in our case which we can definitely explore.
Uh, suppose if I say, yeah, to certain extent it will help. To certain extent it will help them to go dig. But suppose see when I was seeing Avengers, I used to follow because I was a great fan of Marvel. I started following that movie since the time of Hulk. So after Hulk, then comes Iron Man 1. So when I saw that Iron Man, he uses modern technology to become a superhero, which really intrigued me to watch further movies. But when there was an interlink between Iron Man, Thor, and Spider Man, so this really created a great curiosity in me in such a way that I started creating speculations, the concoctions. Okay, what could be the future? So what I mean, how will this hero tackle particular villain? So this created a buzz amongst the youth and even among the grown-up people to discuss among themselves. Okay, probably the Iron Man would have done that, or he would have did like this. So this speculation, this discussion, will help them to explore the same thing. Now suppose Avengers release, Avengers Endgame, when not Endgame, Avengers Infinity War. So when Avengers Infinity War, this was the expectations of mine. I went to the movie, I saw when the Thanos, the mighty powerful villain, killed Thor, who is called as a god of thunder. He literally killed him. So when he was killed in the first part of the video, and Loki was brutally murdered, so I thought I was heartbroken. So I was able to connect myself with it emotionally. Eventually, when he killed almost 50% of the superheroes, including Spider-Man, um, for the entire year I was waiting. What could be the end? What could be the end? So this curiosity for 1 year made me to research on all the characters, to study their stories, to study their powers, all these things. I did my research for 1 year, and after that, because of all that information, I started speculating in myself. Oh, probably in the next part, um, this will be the story. So this kind of um, buzz in the common people, Marvel had created, and it is pretty successful. Now in India, the things are different. In India, we are centered around our history, be it Rama and Mahabharata, and amongst them there are some heroes, maybe Hanuman, or maybe in Mahabharata it is Karna, or it can be Arjuna. So these are all the heroes, these are all the heroes by which we are connected with. And now they are trying to take them as superheroes in these movies. So I'm just expecting my speculation already with this movie. My speculation already started because we already know some of the stories. Be it Kana, for example, why can't it be? See, these are the speculative story which I created. So when I saw that movie, so the hero will be there. He will not be having power during night time or during when sun is in absent or when sun is covered by the clouds. He won't be having any power. Basically, he needs sunlight to have his power. So at that time, so I was thinking, what if suppose if Karna is there on the spot as a superhero? May not be the actual Mahabharata hero, but getting influenced out of him, or maybe creating some sort of technical thing, like the villain, he was expecting to have a suit which is very powerful. So the strongest suit, as the knowledge we have, is of Karna. So now taking Karna as a superhero, probably they might have in their mind, I don't know, But if they create stories like that, probably Indian people will connect to it, and the curiosity will develop, and amongst people they start debating like who is most powerful, Karna, Hanuman. Of course all these things will go on, but this behavior will certainly help them to grow and to cross beyond certain limits. Like, okay, finally, so we have to leave our speculations and we have to take what is truth. So that part is what I'm waiting for, because these are all required, because common people, you can't go them, give Ramayana book and read, hear the pravachanas and study like a scholar. We can't do all that, but this movie might help if, suppose if they really create curiosity, like, if they interconnect. And in some particular movie, just like in Avengers, if they bring up all the superheroes, like be it Hanuman or be it Karna or be it whatever superheroes which are there in our culture, if they bring at one place, that curiosity, that enthusiasm, if it leads to study scriptures authentically, then I feel this superhero saga can be powerful, will be more successful, and it also influence Western audience to dig into our histories, to know about our scriptures. So this is what I am speculating, and also there are dangers. What I think. So, but now I will ask Srivatsa Garu to, um, if you have any points or any thing which you might disagree or which you might agree, or your expectations. So what do you think about it, Srivatsa Garu?
See, I believe that cinema is a popular medium to spread ideas. Be it a good idea or a bad idea, it doesn't matter. But cinema is a very popular medium. And here, when you are talking about Loki, Thor, etc., one thing comes to mind is that these are Viking gods. And so, therefore, you can call them the pagan gods.
Yeah.
So, now Thor and Loki, they are getting now a lot of, in a sense, popularity. But at the same time, there would be a conflict in a Christian household because for a Christian, Viking gods are no gods because they are pagan gods. So there is a slight conflict at the home itself. So that is why when you look at the Marvel movies recently, the Thor latest movie, I do not remember the title, but yeah, in that if you look at it, the Zeus, who is the main god in main Greek god, that fellow was shown in a very bad light. Uh,
Zeus.
it was very bad. Huh? Yeah,
His
Zeus,
name
Zeus.
is
Yeah,
Zeus.
I don't know how to spell it, but I think let me call him Zeus. Okay, so he was shown in very bad light because there is a contempt. There is a contempt in the Christian world when it comes to the pagan gods. So therefore, they see them as a simple characters. They do not learn anything from those characters. But when you come to India, when you look at a character like Hanuman, we can learn a lot from Hanuman because right from our childhood we are told stories about Hanuman, and at the same time when we use a popular medium like cinema, then you can amplify it multiple times. So therefore for India, the popular characters, our historical characters like Lord Rama or Hanuman or even Ganapati or even Bhim. So in our childhood, I think I was not a child then. I was in my late teens. But characters like Bhim, Arjuna, Krishna, baby Krishna, and all these characters, they all came up in cartoon form. So therefore, there was a lot of what you call influence of those characters on children. And at the
Yeah.
same time, these characters were also influencing other countries also. I have seen many videos where the Pakistanis children, where the
Exactly.
Pakistani children were actually looking at the Bhim, what you call these cartoons, and they were getting influenced by the Hindu culture. So therefore, the Pakistanis, they were actually calling for the banning of such cartoons in Pakistan. So therefore, yes, cinema at the same time, TV itself has a very can have a very strong influence. And another point is that in Telugu, at least, we had very beautiful movies right from 1950s to 60s, but 70s and 80s, the trend actually changed. In 50s, 60s, and 70s, if you look at the movies, they were all mainly based on Itihasas and the Puranas. For example, the cinema that has mostly influenced my childhood was Maya Bajar. It's an excellent movie. I don't think there is any other movie that can beat Maya Bazar. So people who have seen Maya Bazar, they would know what kind of an influence it had on children of my age, at least. I was born in 80s. So therefore, Maya Bazar is a popular movie. It's actually a fictional movie. It has got nothing to do with reality, but at the same time, it introduces to you spectacular characters like Ghatodgaja, Krishna, Arjuna, even Arjuna's son. I do not remember his name right now. All these characters you get to know out of the movies. So for Indians, at least for Hindus, there is no conflict here. The God that we pray in our house, when we see the same God on a screen, it gets amplified. Whatever that is, whatever feelings that you have in your mind, it gets amplified. So for Indians, I think it's a very good thing that is happening now. Even if cinemas what you call that, Madam has talked about a movie Adipurush. Now Adipurush, I don't think any adult could digest that movie because we have seen Ramayana, many forms of Ramayana, and when you see that movie, it is actually a ridiculous kind of a take on Ramayana. But at the same time, I showed that movie to my child, and she absolutely loved it. It doesn't matter if I loved it or not, but my child absolutely loved it. So therefore, I think Adipurush is a best fit for a children, for a child who's less than 10 years old. My child absolutely loved it. She was laughing at those characters and all, and I could not understand. So I thought, okay, this movie was made for the children themselves. So therefore, she learned many things. Now she got introduced to Rama, Hanuma, Sita, Lakshmana, and all those characters. So that is one good thing. And another point that I want to talk about is everyone might have seen some movies about Dracula, Count Dracula. In my times, in 80s and 90s, there were many movies made on Dracula. If you look at history, you find that Dracula is a real character. Dracula's original name is Vlad the Impaler. This fellow was a very cruel king. He was the king of Romania. His name is Vlad, VLAD Vlad, the Impaler. Impaler, you can search on Google. I cannot describe it here. But he was called the Vlad the Impaler. And his character was actually turned into fictional character called Dracula. So therefore, but if you look at the Western world, you find that Dracula has no influence on them. So therefore, the West view of cinema is completely different from the Indian view on a cinema because the West does not take anything from their movies. They do not take anything from their fictional characters because they do not have any attachment with the character itself. But when you look at India, we are highly influenced by the character. For example, Shaktiman. There was a serial called Shaktiman in India, and that serial had a lot of influence on people. That was in a sense, it used to give us very good, in a sense, moral stories and all. It used to talk about morals, mainly Indian morals, and that had a lot of influence on the Indian psyche. So therefore, I believe, at least from the perspective of India, that cinema has a very important role to play. And hopefully, many movies will be made on our historical characters like Hanuma, even Ganapati, Hanuma. These are all characters that right from a 5-year-old to a 100-year-old can get attached to. So therefore, if you look at Hanuma, right from a 5-year child to a 100-year-old guy, everybody gets connected to Hanuma. Hanuma is a god for everybody. It is not that you get attached, only a particular age group gets attached to Hanuma. He's a god for everybody. So therefore, hopefully many such movies will come in the future, and this Hanuman picture would become a franchise. And as Madhukar has said, hopefully Hanuman will become as big as Marvel itself, Marvel universe itself. That's it, sir.
Yeah. Now, suppose if there are some possible challenges in India. Yeah, we don't we only adore the character, I mean, the personality, the god, but of course we will ignore the what is that called as a mythical stories that people, I mean, the filmmakers will make. So we don't bother much on that. Yeah, accepting that, but to certain extent it will influence kids, which is most needed during these times, because we have, even kids have no time to study anything, so they have to go with the schools itself for for a lot of time. Now suppose when this movie Harry Potter released, so it released around 2000, somewhere around 2000 something, if I remember. I started watching since that time. So till 2014, I was still watching it. So which means my entire childhood has gone along with that movie. So when I watched that movie, I felt like I felt like
I think he's stuck again. Uh, Madhukarji, in case if you are able to hear us, your video and audio is stuck again.
now am I audible?
Yes, very well. Yes, very well. Maybe you can switch off your video in case if there is a bandwidth issue.
Okay. So yeah, I was telling that. So for almost a decade, so I was with it. So now they are taking the characters of Hanuman. Maybe they might also take the characters of Indra, Varuna. But my take on this is that they have to do a complete research before getting those characters into real. Like, what powers the normal mortal humans can take from the divinities like Hanuman or Indra, or even the Agni, whatever. But till now, Brahmastra came, but it miserably failed because of lack of logics. And but Hanuman has literally has won the show. And my ideas, the ideas which I can give for Hanuman as a lead series is that now, I mean, of course, movie guys they will have their own plans. So of course they need not have to depend on others. But if they check the audience interest in it, for example, some little small kids, they are watching movies after coming back. So the reporters are taking their reviews. The small kids, they are telling Jai Shri Ram. Okay, not just them, even the youth, they are telling Jai Shri Ram. So at one point of time, so these kids and youth, they were hesitant. Now they're very bold. So they don't even scare for anyone. So they're uttering those slogans. So therefore, I think it is a great time for this director to have a complete research on this particular genre. He can bring. I found one link in the movie. So he will be having power if and only if he has sunlight. What if suppose if Karna assists him? Because Karna is a son of sun god. So he will be having sunlight with him. What if suppose if they both join in the future, or if not, what if suppose if there is some mortal human empowered by the sun god, and he will take charge of eliminating the evil on the earth. So these are all the possible chances by which the Indian audience will be connected. But at any cost, the danger is that if suppose the movie people start showing the gods in a bad light, just like Srivasagaru said, like, the Zeus in the movie Love and Thunder of Thor, the Zeus was the this particular god was shown in a very bad light. But actually in Greek mythologies he was very powerful god. At the same time, in for our Ramayana or Mahabharata, whatever, so it is not mythology, it is a history. Probably because the poetical expressions, probably they might have thinking like that, but it is not so. It is a history. So they are the real deities. So, so the movie team should be very careful regarding that point, because if it slightly if they go against it, the entire franchise will burn like anything. It will burn to ashes. So that part, I think they have to take care. Apart from that, if they carry this sort of curiosity for at least 10 to 15 years, our next generation we will be having our next generation devotion oriented and culture oriented. So, because by being influenced with atheistic ideas or secularistic ideas, so a lot of political and other philosophical ideas, we are being sidelined. So, I think this movie should give them the hopes of digging research. Now, while doing research, also there are chances they may end up in getting the wrong YouTube videos or explaining about it, or probably the wrong articles. So they should not go for all that. They should take the right guidance of a guru. So they can approach a particular guru and they can take suggestions from them instead of taking the independent articles as a proof for their research. So saying so, these are the points they had to take. And now coming to Hanuman, they have brought up Vibhishana, so they brought up the Asuras. Okay, I mean the Asuras which existed during the Dwapara and Treta Yuga, they're coming back again. But which mortal human being can withstand them? Who can defeat them? They're the most powerful. Even Hanuman, these great personalities also felt little difficulties while fighting with them. If you read the fight between Kumbhakarna and Hanuman, in the starting, Hanuman really almost he defeated Kumbhakarna. But after that, Kumbhakarna struck hard for Hanuman. So after that, again Hanuman hit him back. Of course, Hanuman is a winner. But I'm telling you, those kind of characters itself face very great difficulties. Now, how can a mortal human being will win over these Asuras? Is it even possible? So, if suppose if it is not possible, so I'm just thinking like this. um what if suppose if all the characters which were there during Treta Dwapara Yuga, be it Jambavan or be it Nala, Neela, Dvividha, all these great personalities, if they come back, because like Jambava is a Chiranjeevi and Parashurama is a Chiranjeevi, bringing them back to fight against these Asuras would be a great idea. We will get an idea in the past how powerful Asuras were and how powerful the Vedic deities were. So how would their fight would be? So we are very very curious to know that, and especially the presentation of film people. So how would you present the war between the Suras and Asuras? We need some realistic stances on this. So just we are expecting that sort of things from you, and also yeah, of course, showing the history culture at a greater light. So that is what we are expecting. So my complete overall conclusion is this: make sure to connect the bridge between the present day technology, the present day thought process of today's youth and kids and others, and connect the stories which are in our histories like Rama and Mahabharata, such that the logic should not miss. At the same time, it should be presentable, the VFX and other things, and the logic should be well established, just like in the Marvel. And if that happens along with an Indian touch, like the Suras versus Asuras, where man at certain point, just like in the Avengers Infinity War, the superheroes lost against the Thanos. Similarly, all the mortal superheroes, be it Hanuman, probably they might also bring a Shaktiman, probably they might also connect Krish, who knows what. But I'm just concocting. If suppose if they bring all these characters, mortal characters, and if they get defeated against the hands of Asuras, if they brutally get defeated by the hands of Asuras, at that time the deities like Hanuman, Jaman, they themselves have to come to fight against these Asuras. That would be a great plot. So according to me, so these are the ideas which I have, and also they can do a lot of research on Puranic characters. There are a lot of great heroes, be it Karna, including Bhima, Arjuna. These are all great superheroes. I mean, at least. But the superheroes, from the point of view of Westerners, are different from Indians, because Indians we devote, Westerners they take it light. So because Indians, knowing the psychology of Indians, never ever make the mistake of bringing the Vedic deities or the Puranic deities to a ground level, to a cheap level. That would burn the entire franchise into ashes within fraction of seconds, just like which happened during um, Adi Purush time. So this is the take from our side. So apart from that, so this was about our um, discussion for today, and we hope everybody please go watch, take your families, and the this movie is really great, you'll enjoy. And family, there are no vulgar scenes or anything. Movie is very decent, very great. So I think, so this was about my take, and all the best for the entire film team for bringing this great franchise. So yeah, so that's how I would like to end my thoughts on this. So apart from that, now one more thing which I wanted to tell. Now, suppose if a particular hero, let's say the hero name, we should not make an idols out of them, like doing abhishek, milk abhishek, all these things we should not do. These are all wrong practices. He's an actor, so we have to look them as an actors themselves, that's all. So we have to adore the concept, and we have to worship the deities, and we have to enjoy the superhero adventures. So these are the various distinctions that which we need to know while watching those movies. So after all this, if you feel inspired enough about our Puranic deities, so please research by taking the suggestions of a genuine guru. So only that would give you right knowledge. If you go with some random YouTube channels or random articles, you would end up in misguidance. So so these are the precautions and also dangers. So possible dangers that we have discussed so far. So all the best for the movie team. So I would like to end here. Apart from if there is any other questions or if any other discussions that if I have or if I have, Tanda Satyagar, Shiva Sagaram, including Amrita Siddhigaru, you can ask or we can discuss on that. So we will discuss for 15 to 20 minutes and then we will close this. And even if suppose if audience anybody watching, six of them are watching, if you have any questions, you can ask in the chat box. Beat anything. The concept can be anything. Yeah, Shiva Sagaru, Tana Satyagaru, Amrita Siddhika. We can start. What do you think our next topic should be?
It's not about the next topic. So whatever you discussed, I'm not convinced actually. That's what my problem. I don't know. Can I convey? Even I have to appreciate the filmmakers, whatever they have done, but somehow I'm not convinced totally about the discussion totally somewhere.
Why you are not
Problem,
convinced?
problem is, we are what we are saying is all about the movie is good and everybody should go and watch, right? So
Hmm.
if the, you know, why? What is the role of Hanuman in this movie? First of all, oh, sorry to say, I watched the movie on the day one itself. So even though I watched all the movies of this director, and Kalki and Jambi Reddy, so all the movies, the thing is, in each and every movie, including in Hanuman also, everything is a fictional character to me. I I don't I'm not convinced totally. So whenever the problem comes in, yeah, in all the movies, if you observe it, everybody is trying at certain level, and at the end, if they are unable to do anything, so they are waiting for some sort of third power or the god, whatever the concept is all about. So then they are getting some sort of powers and they are fighting against the evil. Even though in this movie also it's very same. So what is new in this? We have a lot of movies called Anji, same thing. Everybody is trying for some sort of power. So are we waiting for the really for some sort of powers? If I see this movie, the hero is, there are four characters I can see basically. One thing is all about the hero. He's a normal guy, and villain is looking for some sort of powers. And sister character is something like it's kind of emotional character, and hero is always will go with the heroine, the character whatever the Amrita Iyer, I think so. So the performance is literally good because I'm a movie lover. That is fine. But why we are relating these characters to a Ramayana first of all? What is there in Ramayana? What is there in this Hanuman movie? So if the power is there, then only we need to do something. If the powers are not there, we can't do anything. So whoever is having more power, they will only win. Otherwise, if I see in another angle, I can see this in such a way that if you have the power and if you have the evil thought, you will win it. So you need some sort of power definitely. Is it the thing are we conveying in all the superhero stories or whatever it is? Even though I respect this movie, definitely it's technically a really good film, no doubt at all. And this Hanuman delivers the top quality movie. First of all, the VFX and graphics are very good. Even though I'm shouting in the movie like Jai Sri Ram, Jai Hanuman. In the climax scene, each and every scene is very superb. Even in the first, the Anjanadri movie, in the village, whatever they're showing in the Anjanadri and the Hanuman, It's getting the goosebumps totally fine with that. But how it relates to Ramayana? So after coming to the movie, can I think, is it Ramayana? Is this Hanuma movie can be Ramayana? After 10 years or 20 years, I can say that, okay, I know Ramayana, I watch Hanuman movie. Now also I'm saying that I saw Lavakusa movie around 30 years back, and I'm saying that this is the Ramayana. I saw Lavakusa, Lava and Kusa fought with Lord Rama and Lakshmana and Bharata. This kind of discussions were there. So is it Ramayana? So are we conveying the same thing in future with the same kind of information in future? Even though the movie is really good in terms of the technical aspects, and it gives a very happiness while watching the movie. But it's a story. It's completely, it's not at all Ramayana, right? The way how they projected Hanuma is really awesome. But if I come outside from the movie, I'm praising the movie and I'm praising the Hanuma character in this movie. But what about Ramayana again back? Where is Ramayana? I don't know.
Mm.
You
See,
can
this is
correct me
nice.
totally.
So you spoke a lot of things. So how is this related to Ramayana? This was one of your question, and then why we always want to have power to deal with something evil or good, whatever. So these are two questions, and why
I'll
we
tell
want
you one
only
thing.
this option.
No. I will tell you one thing. Forget about Hanuma character in this movie and the superhero character. One of the hero or one of the character went into some sort of problematic situation. He went into the water and he found some sort of thing over there. He got the powers. Now I will say that in the water he found some sort of Sai Baba helmet. He touched that part and he got the powers. So it was happened really. One of the guy in 1918, one of the member, one of the human being dead actually. He passed away. After that, I'd like to say some one of the real story to you. First of all, try to understand this. In 1918, one of the normal person dead or he passed away. After that, what happened is all about some of the miracles happened to some of the persons. Automatically became a god. Now, in this underwater, I found some sort of Sai Baba's green helmet over there, and hero touched that part, and he got a lot of powers. Now, what will happen in future? Okay, he got the Sai Baba's helmet, so that's why he got the power. So Sai Baba is a god, and this is another small Baba in future. So this is what my problem right now. But in reality, outside, if you go to Ramayana, my first question is all about. I saw one movie recently, Annapurni. That guy is, one Muslim guy is giving the lot of jnana to one Hindu girl, stating that in Ramayana, Lord Rama ate meat. Why can't you? This kind of things are happening in future. So this movie is really good. I'm not commenting on anything. As a movie, Hanuman movie is in the topmost place in not only in this Sankranti. So for the 1990 guys, Aditya 369, Bhairav Dweepam, or now Hanuman, these are the masterpieces in future as well. I don't have any problem into that. But I can ask you one question in this panel. So these guys are saying that these guys are passing some sort of information or some sort of useless information to the public, stating that in an Annapurni movie, stating that Rama ate meat. So why can't you eat? So is it there in Ramayana? Where it is? I'm not able to understand where it is. So if you ask outside the people, if you go to the Hanuman movie theaters and if you ask them, so what about your thought process in Ramayana about Rama? So did he eat meat or what he did in Ramayana? So answer will be no. So I don't know. So whatever the acharyas are saying, we'll follow that part. Why are you not discussing about this part? Can you guys, anyone, can you answer me about this part? Did Rama eat meat? I'll ask you this
I
question.
will. I
Will
will.
it answer in this Hanuman's movie? Can I get some sort of knowledge about Ramayana in this Hanuman's movie? So I'm sorry to say
See,
this. I like that movie, but I didn't like the soul of that movie. Instead, if I put Sai Baba's helmet, he will become another superhero. And one guy make that kind of film in Telugu, and Sai Baba, one of the God created, and we created the God actually, Sai Baba, and it became very popular. Right now, he's one of the superhero with miracles. Only miracles works. Nothing is there current in this situation. Sorry to say this. If you would like to answer, yes. Otherwise, I'm sorry to say this. Thank you.
Two things. I'll answer two
Sir,
things. One, okay, Shivatsagar.
yeah, yeah. First of all, there are two things that Amrit Siddhikar is talking about. One is cinema as a platform. So actually, there is a saying that technology is agnostic. So there is nothing good about technology, nor there is anything bad about technology. People who use technology, they are the main problem here. So similarly, cinema as a medium is agnostic. It doesn't give you anything bad. It doesn't give you anything good. It is agnostic. So that is the first point. And second thing he's talking about is misinformation. So there is a lot of misinformation that is being transmitted through cinema. For example, in my childhood, when I used to look at this historical movies based on our itihasas, mainly Mahabharata, I used to feel that Karna is a very good character when compared to Arjuna. I used to see Arjuna as someone who was very, in a sense, egoistic, and he used to think about himself. But when you study Mahabharata, or when you learn Mahabharata from people who have studied Mahabharata, you find that actually Karna is not such a good character as it has been portrayed in a movie. So there are many movies on Karna in Telugu where Karna is projected as somebody who is an excellent character, whereas Arjuna is shown in a very bad light. So therefore, there is a lot of misinformation that is being transmitted through cinemas itself. So therefore, misinformation, yes, it is true. Movies are being made that are transmitting misinformation. But how do you counter misinformation? By providing information. So therefore, we also have to make movies that provide information, that provide authentic information that is there, whatever that is real, be it bad or good, that doesn't matter. If really Karna is a good character according to Mahabharata, then project that character. You cannot mix your own feelings to add your own feelings to the character and then project the character as something good or bad. So therefore, there are 2 points that Amrit Siddhikar is talking about as far as I understand. One is cinema as a platform that we have to discuss, and my take on it is that cinema is agnostic. The medium of cinema is agnostic. It is neither good nor bad. It doesn't matter for the cinema as a platform. And second one is misinformation. And we have to counter misinformation by providing authentic information. I think that is what we need to do. That is what many of our friends are doing on YouTube platforms. They are trying to bring out the actual information rather than the misinformation that is being spread across our society. For example, did Rama eat meat, or why did Rama kill? I think Rama was a casteist. The word casteist doesn't, uh, you cannot relate it to Rama, but that is what they say, that he has killed a Sudra just because he was a Sudra and all. This is all misinformation that is being transmitted through movies. And I think the only thing that we can do is make people curious about the character. See, the movie Hanuman is not about, I have not seen the movie, so therefore I cannot comment on the movie itself. But as far as I look at a movie, when you make a movie on Hanuman, at least if Hanuman is there for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, the character has to ignite a curiosity in the people to learn about Hanuman. That is what these movies can do. So now at least a 1%, 2% of people would start to study about Hanuman. They may not read the textbooks, they may not read our itihasas, but at least they will search, Google search for Hanuman. They will learn at least a few points about Hanuman. So when I talk to my child, she is curious about Hanuman. She may not take up a book and study about Hanuman, but she asks me a question. What is it? Why did Hanuman's face become red? Okay, so that is a curious question that many children ask us. Why is it? So therefore, we tell that particular story. So therefore, I think this helps us in popularizing the character, and at least a small percentage of those people will actually go and search for Hanuman. I think that is the benefit that we can take about. I totally understand from where Amrit Siddhigaru is coming, but I think I want to throw a light on these 2 points. One,
I'll,
cinema as a
I'll,
platform, and misinformation.
no, sir.
Sir.
No, Mr. Srivatsa, sir. Just I would like to convey one thing. Now, if I get some sort of powers, I can do anything. So this powers
Mm,
might be evil or might be good, whatever the reason. Now in this movie, they showed itself as a Hanuman powers. He got it, and it works only in the morning session, but not in the evening. So this kind of things are there. Okay, and I'm okay. It's a fictional story. I'm totally okay with that. But there was a one movie in the past. So where one member is there and Jesus, and one member is there called Sai Baba, and they did some sort of Maulis and here and there. So they throw some sort of, they with these powers they cleared some sort of diseases, or they have done some sort of miracles over there in this movie. Automatically, initial stage they addicted to the movie, and later that photos came into the home, and he's a superhero right now. Both the guys are called as superheroes. Or one member dead. Both are positive actually. So we no need to think about these two guys as well. Now, let's assume that another guy is coming and he's putting one yellow, green color helmet over there, Sai Baba's helmet over there. If you touch that, you will get the powers and you can do some sort of miracles over there. So, this kind of things, what will become is all about again, okay, now Sai Baba is the more miracle power. That's not the story. That's not the concern to me. Now, in this situation, I'm raising one concern to me, one concern from my side, very clearly. That's all about did Rama eat meat? If I ask this question, who can answer right now? We are talking about the Hanuman movie. Why can't we talk about Ramayana? Who will answer to that question? So, is it
he did not
eating?
eat.
No, no. Is it eating the meat is a crime? Can Rama eat meat? Did he eat something or not? I'm asking this is a very silly question. Might be. This is going from a this is going from in one of the movie called Annapurni. They're specifically touching this point. Without there is no need to bring the Rama into the board, but they're taking the Ramayana and they're projecting it. So what about Purushottam, Madhukar, Mr. Madhukar, or whoever it is, or Sagar, or Srivas? I really don't care. So I would like to bring the topic instead of the Hanuman right now. There's something
Hanuman, that
possible we will discuss.
yeah, that Annapurna movie, what you have seen, I have not seen. I will only see movies after having a review from a perfect person or a person who's reliable. Without that without that credibility, reliability, I will not watch any movie. Saying
That's
so,
what I'm
now
saying,
coming
sir.
to
Don't watch the movies. Don't watch the movies. In case if you are getting some positive feedback, watch the movies and promote it. And whatever
no,
the objections are coming in the movies, it's not related to us, and we'll be keep on silent mode.
no, no, I will
Is
not.
it
I will
okay
not.
with
That I'm not telling. I'm not telling that I will remain silent. What I'm telling is that now that Annapurna film, see, movies is a media to spread the narratives, to influence people. That's it. Okay, here they probably use the narrative of Rama ate meat to promote particular girl to eat meat. So that's the thing which I got to know from the Instagram reels and other YouTube videos. But my take on this is that, of course, if they stand in front of us and if they discuss with say it's a movie now in reality if they stand with me I would really prove them that Rama did not eat meat after going to the forest, so
I,
that is very
I have
clearly.
Ramayana with me right now. I will open it. Will you do that part right now?
Surely I can do it. Probably any shlokas, probably you might take shlokas from Ayodhya Kanda, Aranya Kanda. You will not take more than 10 to 15 shlokas out of it. Okay. So in all the shlokas, whatever you quote, unequivocally, there is not even a single statement where clearly it tells that Rama ate meat. All the shlokas, whatever that you are quoting, is in ambiguous. Ambiguous statements can be interpreted based on particular motives. It can be anything. For example, four of us here, we are here. Four of us, we ate. Okay, see, listen my statement. I am purely vegetarian. Consider I am pure vegetarian. Srivatsa is a non-vegetarian. Tandava Satya is a vegetarian. And Amrita Siddhi Garu, you are vegetarian, non-vegetarian both. These are the four possibilities. I mean, the four possibilities with us. All of us went to a particular restaurant. Okay, so in that restaurant, just understand my statement. In that restaurant, we all in that restaurant had meat, vegetables, everything, and we ate everything and we came back. So this is my statement. How will you interpret this statement? Will you interpret that we all ate meat, or will you interpret that we all ate vegetables or a vegetarian food? How will you interpret this? You cannot interpret this because it is an ambiguous and general statement. There is no specific statement here. I went to a particular restaurant where that restaurant cooks meat, vegetarian both. I went to that restaurant and I ate and I came back. That's the statement. But there is no clear statement where I've said it to you that I ate meat. No, I didn't say that. I just ate in that restaurant. That's all. That doesn't mean I ate meat. So whatever shlokas probably you will be quoting of that standard only. Okay,
Sorry
so
to
if
say,
you
Mr.
want,
Madhukar. Sorry to say, Mr. Madhukar, I don't need the generic examples and ambiguity things.
every
So
shloka,
this is not, this is not only about eating meat. A lot of things are coming in Ramayana. Just everyone is provoking. So am I doing the right thing or not? Do I need to read Ramayana or not? Because you're saying that I don't know, I cannot able to say that did Rama eat meat or not, or did Rama eat meat or not. Again, it's ambiguity. These things are not required to me. So open the Ramayana, let's read the sloka and let's come to the point. Why can't we do that?
okay, we'll do one thing. We'll do this very same thing. Every shloka, any shloka, whatever shlokas you have, you take all that shlokas. So with this Saturday, next Saturday, we will be discussing on the topic: Did Rama eat
Why
meat
not
or not?
today? Why not today?
Yeah, today there
Uh,
is a consistency. We have to
let's
work.
do that. May I say something? Let's do that next week, Amrit together. Let us not club two things here. Let's make that as a separate episode itself, so that it is very clear for the people who are going to watch this one. This is primarily to understand the movies, their impact, and what do they refer. So, but I would like to take this opportunity and also say a few things, like Srivatsagari said, right? So, cinema is definitely a platform, a medium for someone to express their art. It is an art form, or you express something in various ways. You can express it in just words. Someone can probably paint. Someone can write a book on it. Someone can act. Someone can probably sing, dance, again and again. You have, when you say act, you have a various forms. It could be, if it is a singing, you have a various forms, like it could be a classical Carnatic music, or North Indian music, or it could be your Harikada, Ugukada, Burrakada. All of them, we have seen various art forms. Cinema is one of such art forms. It has so happened that the impact is too huge at this point of time, which was the case for the other art forms also at some point of time in the past. The difference that we see, if you look at it historically, right? So all these art forms, like your Harikatha, Burrakatha, or your drama, Nataka, right? And Nataka, all of them have, it used to happen based on the Purana, Itihasa, sorry, Kalidasa has written great dramas. So it is there, and Srivatsa has mentioned Maya Bazar. Maya Bazar is based on a drama called Sisireka Parinayam. It was a great one. And in our Telugu states, we have Udyoga Vijayalu, which was a very, very popular drama, with poetic drama. It's on based on they call it as a Padya Nataka, right? So Padya Nataka, and we have such a excellent padyas in that, and which has been very, very famous. So we have seen positives as well as worst things that can happen, like Annapurni or Adipurish or Brahmastra, and there are many more. But when we are talking about specifically the superhero characters, right? The nature of that genre is that the hero will have an extraordinary powers than the normal human beings will have. It is not something possible for the normal human beings. That is where we call them as a superhero, not just a heroic movies, but it is a superhero movies. So now with this context, right, when we look at these ones, as I said in my, when I spoke in the early also, will it really create that curiosity in the Indian context? I don't think so. Unless we bring in certain characters that are not very popular in the masses. Maybe if we say, let's say, we create a superhero movie based on, let's say, Bharata, not the Ramayana Bharata. I'm talking about the Bharat of Naladamayanti's son. In Mahabharata, he is considered to be a very powerful person. But let's say if if someone makes a movie on that Bharata, right? Maybe there will be curiosity. But if someone creates a movie on Hanuman, for example, what is that Krishna Vamsi's movie was there? I'm not able to recall the movie where Arjun plays the role of Hanuman. It was all chaos, and the people were not able to understand that movie. I'm not able to recall that movie name. Whereas I have not heard, I need to admit that I have not seen the movie Hanu-Man. By the way, the people are calling this movie as a Hanu-Man, not a Hanuman. So let us also call this as a Hanu-Man only rather than Hanuman. So if people comes up with the superheroes that are well known, I don't think it will create any curiosity. And if it is against the sentiments or even against the scriptures of the scriptural or what the scripture says, people will get offended. For example, I will give you an example of this, right? So there is one scene in that you will see in Sampurna Ramayana in Telugu. It has been repeated. I think it's been repeated in maybe other places also. I do not know, but it goes like this: where there is a song. In that song, the meaning comes in such a way that when Sita is entering into the boat of from the when she has to move, when they are actually moving into the forest from the Guha's place, right? So Guha's place, Sita has to board a small boat. So during that time, the background Guha's words says that let me please wash your feet, mother, please, specifically not the mother, Rama, because the dust on your feet has turned a rock into a lady. Is the meaning of that embark. If you look at that movie, is it against, is it scripturally, literally correct? It is not. But is it something that is against any of the characteristics? Does it really demean Rama's character? Does it demean Guha's character? Or does it demean Sita's character? Or does it demean even Ahilya's character? No, it doesn't. That is the liberty that the director has taken without offending the. But is it scripturally, literally a correct one? No, it is not. So it is a very, very, it's a very, very, a very large platform, and what you say, it's a very large area that we are, trying to talk about. As long as, we have seen other superhero movies also, but unfortunately, I do not know why people are always thinking about superhero movies means only something like Hanu-Man. But Bahubali is a superhero movie only. Bahubali also creates that larger than life image. Such kind of movies will not have any much impact. Even for that matter, RRR is also a superhero movie, but with real fictional characters there, with the real names and fictional characters. So I think it is all depends on the respect that we are giving it to our scriptures. As long as we are not demeaning it, as long in the name of freedom, or in the name or for any malicious intentions, I think that should still be okay. Having said that, if someone creates an animation on or some superhero movie on Hanuman, maybe with some kind of a fictional work, I will not like it. I would definitely not like it if someone creates a fictional character on Hanuman or fictional movie, not a character, fictional movie on Hanuman, or for that matter, Steven Seagal was talking about Vinayaka, with Ganesha. The reason is it will be very misleading for the youth, for the people. The people who do not know, or if the people are getting introduced who is a Hanuman, who is a Rama with the movies, with through the movies, it is actually a very dangerous sign according to me. As a society, we should have known who is Rama, who is Hanuman, who is Ganesha, who is Krishna, who is Shiva, who is Parvati, who is Durga, who is Kali, even before they have they go to school. If they are getting introduced, then I think it's definitely a dangerous sign and it creates a lot of chaos. I know I have taken a long time, but yeah.
Okay. So yes, I mean, we shared our views. The rest is on your thought process, how you want to take it. But these superhero movies, the only takeaway is that it will influence kids in a positive way. But make sure that after that, that is a step one. So after that, we have to go take the guidance of a guru to know what is right, what is wrong. So that will be the next. So to get influence, no matter how we get, we should get influenced out of it, and then take it in a positive way. Take it in a right way after that, from the guidance of the right person. So that is what we wanted to tell, and we are waiting for the next films in this series. And regarding Amrita Siddhi Garu, so your question, like, yeah, movies, yeah, just like it also spreads the positivity, positive narrative, and also it has a capability to spread even the negative narratives. So just like that XYZ movie Annapurna, what Amrita Siddhi has said, we have our, whenever those kind of incidences happen, even we have our scholars, we have our own narrative to explain it in a right way. We would try to refute that points with the proper references, with the proper details, with proper proof. So we would do that in the next session, but in today's session we're gonna not do that for only reason because we are restricted to stream only for 1 hour. So that's all. We don't want to go beyond that. And if especially the Rama eating meat, so we would discuss every single shloka that is there in Ramayana in all possible ways in the next um, video. So make sure to watch, make sure to come back in the next video. We're gonna talk on those subjects only. Okay. So
My
hope so everybody.
apologies. My apologies to distract your session, but I really would like to bring the point about the Ramayana and the unnecessary controversies. You know, it's around the world, and everyone is doing a lot of nonsense on this topic actually. But anyway, from my perspective,
Okay.
also I
What?
need to give the just I would like to give the my view in Hanuman's movie as a audience or as a spectator. What I can say is it's a best movie I watched in last 20 years. I can say that. Of course, we watched one movie, great movie called Amoru, then followed by Anji. Anji is good movie, but due to some sort of unnecessary scenes or whatever it is, it didn't got the hit. But this Hanuman is something like for this generation, specifically whoever is in 15 to 30 years age at this point of time, it will be a memory for sure. Okay, it will be like one of the Bhairav Aditya 369. Whenever we are talking about these movies, of course, the Kartikeya. These are the movies, even though these are the fantasies or the story might be not true or whatever it is, but they're doing with some sort of a good mindset, I can say that. And technically, this movie is awesome, and we must appreciate the director about this initiative, definitely for sure. And the performance wise as well, the hero character is a very, the Sajja, what is his name? I forgot about that guy name. It's not Arjun Sajja, Teja Sajja, I think so. Yeah. So this Teja is one of the child character in Indra movie, whatever it is, Chandra's movie, and a lot of movies he did it. Now the best movies are about Jambi Reddy. His performance is good. Now in this movie, everyone, not one member, each and every character, each and every member did their best in this movie. That's what I can say. In terms of movie wise, I'm talking, it's not about Hanuman, it's about Hanuman, who is getting the powers from the Lord Hanuman. So technically it's really good. The music perspective, all the songs are good, but don't miss at the time of titles, sit in the chairs and listen the song of Hanuman. It's very awesome. And whenever the scenes are coming, right, the Hanuman Chalisa, it's kind of very most happiest situation. And definitely in this movie you will say Jai Sri Ram and Jai Hanuman a lot of times. Even though the Hanuman, if you didn't find the Hanuman character directly, but in the climax scene, if you're missing it, don't watch it in piracy. Just even though if you are watching it, if you are going to the movie with your family, when you're coming outside, right, you will feel most your heart will fill with most happiness. Actually, you don't know the reason, but at the end of the day you will say that I saw the best film at least in last 10 to 20 years. More than Kartikeya, Hanuman is very good, even though it's a superhero film. But I'm not leaving the question about this Annapurni. We'll discuss it probably next week, Mr. Madhukar. And thank you, Tando Sachagaru and Srivasagaru. Jaya Sri Rama.
Thanks, Indu. Okay, so we will close our discussion, and thank you for everyone whoever listened to our discussion. Take care and bye bye, everyone. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Shivatsa garu, Tanda Satya garu, for being this.
Thank you, Andy.
Bye
Once
bye.
again, happy Sankranti and Bogi to everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Happy advanced Sankranti and today's bogey. Bye bye. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, happy Sankranti.
Happy Synchrony to all of you.